She locked herself in the bathroom every night. No kiss, no touch, no reason. 1 month of marriage, and I slept beside a woman who treated me like a stranger in my own home. When I confronted her, she said I should be patient. But patience turns into suspicion when your wife hides her phone under her pillow, showers at midnight, and flinches when you touch her hand. I didn't want to believe she married me for something other than love. But the night I followed her out of bed, I learned why she never wanted me close. And when the truth came out, the person she feared seeing wasn't me. But before I tell you what happened that night, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. She locked herself in the bathroom every night. No goodnight kiss, no warmth, no touch. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, listening to the shower run long past midnight, while she scrolled through her phone on the other side of the door. 1 month ago, we said our vows. 1 month ago, she cried at the altar and promised love, loyalty, and a home filled with trust. Now she treated me like a roommate she barely tolerated. At first, I ignored the signs: long work days, stress, moving into a new place. I told myself marriage takes time. I tried to be patient. But patience breaks when your wife recoils every time you reach for her hand, when she turns her face away from every kiss, when she showered twice a night and slipped her phone under her pillow like it was more important than your touch. One night I sat on the edge of the bed waiting for her to come out. The clock read 1:47 a.m. I knocked. "You all right?" "I'm fine," she said, voice flat, no emotion. "You've been in there for almost an hour. Can't I shower in peace?" I stepped back. The tone cut sharper than the words. She finally came out wearing oversized pajamas, hair wet, eyes cold. She climbed into bed, faced the wall, and pulled the blanket tight around her. "Good night," she whispered. But it didn't sound like good night. It sounded like goodbye. The next day I tried again. I cooked dinner. I set the table with candles. I cleaned the house. I tried to make our home feel safe. When she walked in from work, she didn't smile. She didn't hug me. She didn't kiss me. She looked at the food, then at me. "I'm not hungry." You can feel unwanted without a single word spoken. That night, she went to bed early. I lay beside her, staring into the dark. "Do you still love me?" I asked. She shifted under the covers. "I'm tired." That's not an answer. She pulled the blanket over her head. "Please stop." So I stopped talking. But I didn't stop wondering. Why marry me if you didn't want me? The next morning, her phone buzzed while she brushed her teeth. I wouldn't have looked. I never checked before. But something felt wrong. The screen lit up with a message preview. "I miss you too. Tonight?" My chest tightened. Picked up the phone. The full message opened. Heart emojis, late-night texts, deleted thread except for one reply she forgot to clear. Him: "I wish you were here." Her: "Soon, be patient." She walked out of the bathroom and saw the phone in my hand. Her face lost all color. "Give me that." "Who is he?" I asked. "You're invading my privacy." The answer told me more than any confession. She didn't deny it. She didn't panic because she was innocent. She panicked because she got caught. "Are you cheating on me?" She grabbed the phone. "It was before we got married." "When did it end?" She didn't speak. Silence destroys trust faster than lies. "You married me while talking to him?" "No," she whispered. "After?" "After?" The word hit like a punch. She didn't stop for vows. She didn't stop for rings. She didn't stop when we walked into our new house. I backed away. "Why?" She sat at the table and covered her face. "I thought marriage would fix it." "Fix what?" "My feelings." "So you don't love me?" Her voice trembled. "I wanted to. I tried." Pain burned through my chest. "Then why didn't you tell me?" "Because I was scared." Of me? No, she said. Of him. That froze me. He doesn't know I got married, she whispered. If he finds out, he'll come here. Why would you marry someone you don't love and hide from someone you do? She finally looked up, red eyes, shaking hands. Because he's married. His wife found out about us last year. She threatened to ruin our lives. He promised he'd leave her and then disappeared. When you came into my life, I tried to feel something else, something real, something safe. And you failed? She closed her eyes. He found me again? 2 weeks after the wedding? My stomach dropped. So while I planned a honeymoon, you texted him. I'm sorry, she said. I didn't know how to tell you. If she really wanted to tell me, she would have. People who hide their phones don't plan confessions. What do you want? I asked. She whispered, I don't know. Do you want him or me? Her silence was the answer. I stepped back. We're done. Her eyes snapped open. Please don't leave. You left the night you chose him. She rushed forward and grabbed my arm. He's dangerous. I married you so he would think I moved on. It sounded insane. It sounded desperate. It sounded like someone who dug a hole so deep she thought marriage was a ladder. He's been calling from blocked numbers, she whispered. He sent messages. I didn't answer. That's why I sleep so far away. That's why I shower at night. I feel dirty every time he reaches out. She slid her phone across the table. Hundreds of missed calls. Unknown numbers. Messages saying, tell me where you are. Don't ignore me. You chose me first. My anger shifted into something else. Not forgiveness. Not sympathy. Fear. Why didn't you tell me? Because I didn't want him to drag you into this. Too late. That night, she cried herself to sleep on the opposite side of the bed. I lay awake staring at the ceiling. Cheating was one kind of betrayal, but this was a different kind. She used me as a shield against a man she couldn't let go of. When her phone buzzed again at 3 a.m., I got up quietly and walked to the living room. I unlocked the screen. New message. I know where you are. My blood ran cold. Her lover didn't want her back. He wanted control. And he was coming. I stood in the living room holding her phone, screen glowing in the dark. The message repeated in my mind. I know where you are. It didn't sound like heartbreak. It sounded like possession, like a promise. I walked back to the bedroom. She slept with her back to me, breathing shallow, like even her dreams were afraid of something. I sat on the edge of the bed and shook her shoulder gently. Wake up, I said. She turned, eyes swollen. What? He messaged again. She sat up fast. What did he say? I handed her the phone. When she read the screen, her hands trembled. He's here. I knew he would follow me. The words made my skin crawl. How does he know where we live? He always finds me, she whispered. He used to show up at my work, at my gym, at my apartment. His wife caught us. She kicked him out. He begged me to leave with him. When I didn't, he got angry. Why didn't you call the police? He never said anything violent. He only said he loved me. Cops don't arrest men for texting. She stared at the phone like it would bite her. I felt anger rising again, but not at her this time. At the mess she dragged into our house. At the man who thought he owned her. At myself for being blind to it. We need proof, I said. If he shows up, we record everything. She nodded slowly. Her fear wasn't an act. Something about her body language changed. The distance, the coldness, the silence. It all made sense in a painful way. Do you want him gone? I asked. Her voice cracked. Yes. Then this ends tonight. We stayed awake. No touching, no talking. Just tension, heavy enough to crush the air. At 4:26 a.m., headlights swept across our living room window. A car slowed in front of the house. She stepped back, covering her mouth. Is that him? I asked. She stared, frozen. The car idled for a full minute before driving away. No knock, no message, just a warning. At sunrise, she whispered, I'll make coffee. Her hands shook too hard to pour the water. I took the pot from her before she dropped it. Sit down, I said. She sat at the kitchen table, looking small. Nothing like the cold woman I slept next to for the last month. Tell me everything, I said. No missing pieces. She nodded. We met at my old job. He was charming, funny, confident. I thought he loved me. She rubbed her forehead. Then I learned he was married. I tried to leave. He begged me to stay. He said he would divorce. He didn't. His wife found out. She threw him out. He got obsessed. I blocked him. He made new numbers. I moved. He found me. Her voice cracked. When you asked me to marry you, I said yes, because I wanted a life where he couldn't reach me. You never loved me, I said. She stared at the floor, silent. That was enough. You're leaving, I said, not because of what you did before the wedding, because you lied every day after. She lifted her head. He'll come back. Let him. Next time he'll see my face. At noon, she packed clothes. No wedding album, no rings. She sat on the couch with her suitcase and wiped her eyes. I don't expect forgiveness, she whispered. Good, I said. You won't get any. A car horn sounded from outside. Her sister pulled up in a small blue sedan. My wife, no, the woman who used my name, walked to the door. Thank you for not yelling, she said quietly. You didn't deserve this. I deserved honesty. She flinched like the sentence hit harder than any insult. She walked out, suitcase rolling across the concrete. I closed the door behind her. No hug, no goodbye, no final words. Silence filled the house. I sat on the couch and exhaled for the first time in weeks. The phone on the table lit up again. Same blocked number. I let it ring until it stopped. He didn't deserve my voice. 2 hours later, there was a knock. Hard, fast, not friendly. Every muscle in me tightened. I looked through the peephole. Him. Tall. Expensive clothes. Angry eyes. The kind of man who thinks the world belongs to him. I opened the door a few inches. You're her husband, he said. I was. He shoved his hands in his pockets. Where is she? Gone. Gone where? None of your business. He smirked. She always hides behind someone. First me, now you. She'll come back to me. No, I said. She won't. His jaw flexed. You think you can protect her? I don't need to. She doesn't want you. He leaned closer. She loves me. I stepped outside and closed the door behind me. If you come back here, I call the police. If you contact her again, I send the screenshots to your wife. You think you lost your marriage once? Try it twice. He froze. You think I'm bluffing? I said. Go ahead. Come back. See what happens. His confidence cracked. His eyes darted away. He muttered something under his breath and walked to his car. He peeled out of the driveway and disappeared down the street. I stood there breathing slow, letting the danger fade from my chest. She built lies around me, and I walked straight into them. But I walked out too. That night the house was quiet. No locked bathroom, no secret texts, no tension. Just peace. But something surprised me the next morning. Her sister called. He went after her, she said. He showed up at our parents' house. They're scared. They want you to come. I closed my eyes. This wasn't over. I pulled into her parents' driveway 40 minutes later. Her sister waited near the porch, arms crossed, nerves visible in her face. Before I even stepped out of the car, she walked over fast. He's inside, she said, yelling. Her dad tried to make him leave, but he won't go. I didn't come here for her. I came here because no one gets to terrorize a family and call it love. I walked up the porch and pushed the door open. He stood in the living room, pacing like a storm, looking for somewhere to strike. Her mother sat on the couch clutching a pillow. Her father stood between them and the man, jaw tense. My wife stood in the corner, arms wrapped around herself, shaking. He turned when he saw me. "You again?" "Yeah," I said. "Me?" He stepped forward. "You don't get a say in this." I pointed at the door. "Leave." "Or what?" he asked, chin raised like he was fearless, but his voice shook. His eyes flicked around the room. He didn't expect an audience. He didn't expect someone who wasn't afraid of him. "You're trespassing," I said. "You're harassing her. You're harassing her family, and all of it is on video." Her father lifted his phone. He had been recording since before I arrived. I didn't have to threaten him. I didn't have to raise a hand. The evidence would ruin him faster than any fist. He saw the phone. His breathing shifted. His confidence deflated. Men like him only feel strong when no one is watching. "She belongs with me," he said, quieter this time. "No," I told him. "She belonged to your lies. Now she belongs to herself." He stepped back. His eyes landed on her one last time. "This isn't over." "Yes," her father said, voice loud enough to fill the room. "It is." He turned and left, slammed the door. His tires screeched as he sped away, not toward her, away from proof that could end his life, his marriage, his job. Fear finally beat obsession. Everyone exhaled at once. Her mother started crying. Her father lowered the phone. Her sister hugged her tight. I stood by the door, ready to leave. I didn't belong in this house, not anymore. She stepped forward slowly. "You didn't have to come," she whispered. "I know." "Why did you?" I thought about it. The answer wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't love. It wasn't hope. "You're a mistake," I said. "But you're a human mistake. No one deserves to be hunted." Her eyes filled. Not with romantic hope, but with relief. She nodded. "Thank you. That's the last favor you get from me." She looked down. "I understand." Her father walked over, extended his hand. "No matter what happened, you're a decent man." I shook his hand. "Take care of her. Keep records. If he comes back, call." "The police." "We will." I walked out of the house, closed the door behind me, and breathed in the cold air. The weight that lived on my chest for a month was gone. Not because she explained her lies, not because she cried, not because she needed me. It was gone because the story ended on my terms. On the drive home, the sun started breaking through the clouds. I didn't feel like a man who got cheated on. I felt like a man who survived someone else's darkness without letting it poison him. When I got back to my empty house, I didn't feel alone. I felt free. She denied intimacy because she felt guilty. She pulled away because she was hiding. She married me to escape a nightmare she helped create. And I walked away before it destroyed me too. The next months were quiet. Papers signed, divorce finalized, no drama, no calls, no texts. The nightmare didn't follow me anymore. I built a new life brick by brick, cleaner, safer, honest. Months later, I heard she moved out of town. She went to therapy. She cut all contact with him. Maybe she started healing. Maybe she didn't. But that was her path, not mine. Mine was brighter. Because I learned something every person watching this needs to hear. You cannot save someone by sacrificing your peace. You cannot fix someone who hides their wounds in lies. You cannot marry a person hoping they'll become the one you needed. Love without honesty is prison. Marriage without trust is a cage. And I walked out of mine.